All that glitters is gold. The U.S. men's basketball team wins gold in France at the 2024 Olympics. This is Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast, brought to you by Big City Wings. Houston's wing joint, Apollo's wing joint. Go check them out if you're in the Houston area today. They've got 13 locations. Shout out to Big City Wings for sponsoring this episode. And shout out to Prize Picks. It's our daily fantasy app. Use code Apollo when you sign up. You get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Prize Picks is a daily fantasy app where you hit more or less on every stat, every player, every night, every game. So shout out to Prize Picks. Use code Apollo when you sign up. Thank you for sponsoring this episode, both Prize Picks and Big City Wings. Thank you to La Captain America. Thank you to Kevin Durant. Thank you to Steph Curry. And thank you to you, Josh Garcia. How are we doing, bud?
Thank you to you. I love the dad swag you got rocking today. As soon as you threw the camo on, I had to tell everyone in my household, even my dog, that your swag is unmatched. They'll kill you, Stone. I'm so L'America'd out. Everything ran through my veins last night. I was drinking some brewskis, having an amazing time there at a non-sponsored place. And
Yes.
For whatever reason, when I saw Victor Wembanyama just hit the craziest hezzy of my entire life, and Guzman Ubale, I totally butchered that. Not even close.
Gershon Yabusele? Is that
Yabusele.
what we're looking for?
He just dunked on nobody. It was weird. Like
It was a cool dunk on nothing.
Yeah, there was nobody on the court. It was just him, the ball, the hoop, and maybe like one ref. I saw some people in the crowd. I don't know. They're even saying that it's AI generated.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
The entire game. I don't know. But we won the gold. That's everything and more as to what matters.
Yep.
You feeling good, brother? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Obviously, watching the gold medal match yesterday was an experience to be had. It was a fairly close game, but it felt like it was in control the entire time. It wasn't anything like the semifinal game against Serbia where we were out of control the entire time, and it was like, we're really going to lose in the semifinals? Like, not my America, not my U.S.A. No. And Coach K would never let this happen. And then they came back, and in spite of Steve Kerr, who appears to be retiring after one go of the Olympics from the U.S.A. basketball men's head coach, it looks like it's probably going to be Eric Spoelstra next time, which I'm all about.
Yes. Need that. Keep culture, but in all the good ways.
Let him be the Popovich and Coach K, where he's just there for multiple Olympic cycles. Everyone gets to know him, and then the veteran players already know what's Spo's going to be about during the Olympic time period, and then the young guys can get coached up by Spo and the veterans. I don't know. Just keep it uniform. It worked with Coach K. He showed up, and then we just won every gold every time within, 3 Olympics? Like, we just went 3 for 3. And then Pop comes in. You're like, okay, I trust Pop. Steve Kerr comes in, and everyone's like, oh, brother. Couldn't have found another guy? Like, we understand that he won multiple NBA titles. How much of that is Kerr, and how much is that Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green just kind of being generational team, and then also adding Kevin Durant in his prime and a healthy prime for 3 years? Like, that might help.
Yeah.
That might help a little bit.
God, man, people don't forget. People will never forget. July 4th, 2016. I remember I was just coming out of the shower, saw my phone. I yelled at my mother because, of course, my mom knows ball when she can, and she knows Kevin Durant is a damn superstar and has been a superstar for going on 15, almost 20 years now. We were freaking out when that happened, and looking back on it, it's been 8 years, and for about 4 of those years, my life was hell. Seeing especially Steph Curry just dominate my team at Toyota Center and beyond, at Oracle in RIP Oracle, the first one. And it feels so good seeing and knowing that a country has to go through the same pain that an entire fan base did. Because at one point, I don't know about now, I can't speak on global issues, but the Rockets fandom was pretty popping there for a minute, and then one of our GMs decided to say some things, right or wrong. Not my place to say, but I'm just saying the Rockets have a huge fan base, and just knowing that a whole country felt exactly what we felt for years, not just one day, but years. I felt vindicated in a way. And I know that you'll never feel this pain because your Dallas Mavericks are just the best team ever and you have the best player in the world, But the Rockets fans have gone through it, man. And it feels good to actually root for Steph Curry. And I texted you right after the game. I said, okay, fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. We're back to hating on him immediately.
Back to hating. Hating schedule is back. It's back.
2 minutes after the game.
Everyone, a lot of like bigger accounts and viral tweets and everything were like, so this is what it feels like to root for Steph Curry. And it's like just a meme of like someone in pain that's also experiencing happiness for the first time. I kind of just like knew how that feeling was going to happen. Like, I watched Luka Doncic do this in the playoffs just 2 months ago. Like I was watching him just carve up the best defense that we've seen in probably a decade in the NBA, in the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals, and just like doing whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted, from wherever he wanted on the court. Steph Curry was doing that yesterday. I mean, he came out hot and then kind of cooled off, and in the fourth quarter, it was just nuclear. Splash Brothers prime 2015, 2016. It's just like he's going to shoot it and it's going to go in no matter what.
Yep.
And it's the coolest thing to root for if you have a player like that on your team, which there's not hardly any of them. There's 3 or 4 in the world that'll just be like, yeah, no, this is my game and I'm going to do whatever I want. I know it doesn't matter how you cover me. The double coverage, he's getting doubled. He throws a bad pass to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant gives it back to him. He's immediately doubled again, and then is like, fuck it, I'm Steph Curry, and threw it off his left leg, fading away from the basket to his right, in double coverage. He's getting double teamed, and just throws it up. And there was a quote from Bam Adebayo. He was on the bench, and he goes, "What the fuck?" was his quote. He was saying this post game in an presser of some sorts, and it was like, "What the fuck?" And then he realized who it was, and he goes, "Oh, okay." Like, that makes sense. Like, it's just one of those things. There's very few players ever to have existed in the NBA or across the world that have a superpower like Steph Curry has. And
Absolutely.
Thankfully for the U.S. and thankfully for us, fans of the U.S., patriotism, gone out the window for the next 4 years, typically. But, whatever. Yeah, but thankfully for us, we have Steph Curry, and he's one of the very few people on the planet that can do that. However, the other 2 guys in the tournament that could also do it were on the same team, LeBron and Kevin Durant. Like, we had 3 of the best players ever, like top 25 players, top 20 players. I don't know how you view Steph Curry or Kevin Durant, but LeBron is 1 or 2, depending on who you are.
Yep.
When you have that much talent in the same room, on the same roster, on the same court, it's the coolest thing ever. And we got to experience that. And they won the gold, 98-87. I wrote that down in our show notes. But yeah, Steph went nuts. LeBron, just another masterclass of being good at everything, taking on Wemby, trying to take a charge at some point, allegedly. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. Wiped from the internet, except for NBC keeps tweeting it out. And I'm like, can you stop, guys? This didn't happen.
They're illegally tweeting Olympic coverage. This is like a felony in a couple states.
Fake news. No? Fake news. That's what I've heard.
Allegedly. God, man.
But yeah, the U.S. wins gold in the end, and it's what we've kind of all expected from the beginning. Even with the mishaps between South Sudan and the exhibition games, to the close ones against Serbia, both in the group stage and then the semifinal. Like, there was some tension. It wasn't always going to be easy, and it never is. There's always one game between the semifinal and the final that is just the toughest game ever. And it just so happened that the semifinal game was the toughest game ever. The France game, the final, was not an easy one. They're a very good team. They're a very cohesive unit, and they also have Victor Wembanyama.
Ooh, shit. Man, that is one player in the world that you're so lucky to have faced him this early in his career, because everyone says and everyone knows that he's just going to get better and better and better over time. And, God willing, he doesn't get hurt, because obviously you want, no matter how much terror he can cause on your team, you want to see greatness. And there is a part of, again, going back to Steph Curry, where he tortured us for years. He terrorized us for years. And in a way, seeing everyone band together to hate someone who is so good and so much better than you or anyone on your team will ever be, that's something that Steph Curry is forming community. In a way, Steph Curry is the ultimate organizer. And just seeing and knowing that, like we mentioned earlier, there was never a doubt, but there was definitely a doubt at some points. Serbia just being down in the dumps. We were down 17 at one point with maybe 10 to 12 minutes left in the game. It was close as hell, and it really showed not only the resilience of the team that we've built over the years, but really the global stage, as a whole. Just seeing how good everyone's become. It's so funny, because I know that everyone's kind of ran this into the ground, but the whole Noah Lyles world champions of what, there is deeper, somewhat of a deeper meaning behind that. I think obviously it's very nuanced, but just knowing that Noah Lyles still won one, the USA basketball team won one. I feel like we all won here, and we can still call Noah Lyles corny without disagreeing with the guy.
Yeah, it's that whole internet back and forth is very interesting. I like Noah Lyles. He's a U.S. track guy, and he's really fast, and he's cool. I'm going to root for the guy. And him just kind of poking fun at the NBA thing, which is weird because like the NBA, you are the champions of the world. It is a culmination of the 300 best basketball players in the world
Yeah.
play for NBA teams. There are 30 NBA teams. Everyone is trying to go to the NBA.
And then there's Harry Giles.
Harry Giles exists. I thought he was going to be so good,
I
dude. That's a
know,
Duke
man.
guy. I looked at him. I was like, man, this guy's going to roll.
He was
But
Zion before Zion. It just never happened.
it didn't work out. But the best players in the world play in the NBA. So Noah taking a shot at that. I understand the sentiment behind it because it's not the Olympics. It's not world championships. It's the NBA championship, whatever. But the best players in the world play for the NBA. So I think it's a stupid thing to say. Regardless, he won a gold. U.S. wins a gold in basketball. All is well. The U.S. women, however, how the hell was that game so close? It's like we should have had probably the best scorer in the WNBA and probably the best player in the WNBA play on the U.S. women's basketball team. There's two of them that they just didn't bring to the team for no reason at all whatsoever. And it seems like they were missing a shot creator while also missing someone that can pass the ball to get assists and get people open and space the floor. It's just a strange concept not having two of the best players in the WNBA not on that team. But they won gold by 1 point because they got lucky that someone's foot was on the line at the buzzer.
I love it, dude. Never a doubt for our men and ladies. Nope. It was incredible stuff.
Not a once. But yeah, world champs, USA basketball. Can we talk about Jason Tatum's mom for a second?
Sure.
Have you not seen this?
No, this is breaking news.
Okay, so SI, Sports Illustrated, has reported that Jason Tatum's mom is speaking to SI and saying, why the hell is he not playing? He just won a championship. He's one of the best, many players in the world because he's made the All-NBA team 3 years in a row, first team, or 2 years in a row, whatever. How many times? I don't know how many times he's made it, but
it doesn't matter.
He made first team All-NBA this year. He won a championship. He was one of the best players on his team. He did not win Finals MVP. He's on the cover of 2K. All of this is being said by both him and his mom. Bitching about playing time. Steve Kerr has something against him. He's not playing him. No, I sent you a stat today. Very funny stat. Let me just pull up our text real quick because
this is very.
I just want to make sure I get this right. Jason Tatum, 21 Olympic points. They played how many other games? I think it's about 7. France also played 7 games. So the point guard for France, if you remember, is Frank Ntilikina, Frankie Smokes, as we like to call him. My guy, it's Maverick, Nick for life. Love the guy to death. Not very good at basketball, just has an enormous wingspan and can play defense fairly well.
Yep.
I love Frankie Smokes to death. He had 25 points. He had 4 more points than Jason Tatum had in the entire Olympics. Frankie Smokes, noted, not as good as Jason Tatum at basketball. Just wanted to put that out there. But Tatum and his mom bitching about his playing time and being frustrated about it. And you can see it on the bench and the way that Tatum celebrated pretty well for a gold medal. Like I would too, even if I didn't do anything for the team. I'd be happy as hell. Getting a gold medal would be sick.
Yeah. Tyrese Halliburton. There you go.
Tyrese Halliburton is celebrating the correct way. He's the guy in your group project that did absolutely nothing, but you end up getting an A+. And then he's sending you text afterwards, or he's taking you out to dinner. You're like, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for doing all the work and getting me my gold medal, my A+. Tyrese Halliburton, he's making jokes about it himself. He's like, when he didn't do anything in the group project, but he still passed, and he's holding up his gold medal as a selfie in the locker room. Like, that is the way that you participate in this Olympics. Absolutely. If you want to come back in 2028.
Yeah, and he'll be back. I guarantee you he'll be back. He hit back-to-back threes. Remember that one game?
It was game 1, I think.
That was
right against Serbia.
Yeah, against Serbia. That was the spark plug. He was the spark plug, and you saw him and Anthony Edwards on the bench whenever Ant-Man wasn't playing. Like the camaraderie was there, the spirit was there, the patriotism was there, the freedom was there, whatever you want to call it. It was a beautiful thing, and just seeing even our bench warmers. Like I know Jason Tatum probably did deserve to get a lot of playing time. He'll be back in 2028, 2032, maybe 2036. I don't know.
Well, apparently he's he did not give a very PR answer for 2028.
Oh.
When someone asked him. He said he's going to have to think about it. He's pretty frustrated with the whole situation.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't seem likely that Jason Tatum will be coming back, even if he is invited, which
yikes
is the wrong thing to do if you would like to become an all-time great basketball player, like the Olympics is part of it, and
Well,
leading Team
that just
USA as the number
leaves,
one guy is
yeah,
a part of it.
exactly. That just leaves one spot open for Jalen Green.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to Tyrese Halliburton. Did you see Steph Curry's hoodie when they took pictures after with their gold
I
medals
did
on the
not.
stairs that they took a picture earlier in their USA gear? Uh, Steph Curry had a hoodie, and it was just a marvelous hoodie. It said "Night Night" in French on the hoodie,
Wow.
and I don't know how to spell it. I know how to spell it. I don't know how to say it. Nuit, and it just says it across the chest. Night Night.
Wow. That,
It just
gorgeous.
everybody put it to sleep. It was the best. Another thing, when they're out there on those steps taking pictures and whatnot, they're popping champagne bottles afterwards after they took pictures with their gold medals. Anthony Edwards, we got to work on that, buddy. Aren't you like 20? What is he? 22? About to be 23?
Yeah, he's 23.
Yeah, maybe about to be 24. Like he couldn't figure out how to open the champagne bottle. Like Steph's already just spraying everyone, LeBron's spraying everyone, and LeBron's behind the camera and he goes, "Hey, yo, Ant, you don't know nothing about that, do you?"
He's too young.
Just taking a shot because he's not too young. He just hadn't won a championship yet. Is what
That is
was
true.
the shot he was taking there. So I thought that was really funny that the whole team, because LeBron is the dad of this group. He's 40 years old. He has gray hair all over his beard now, which is both satisfying and also like terrifying at the same time, because all I can picture every time I see LeBron is like 2008 to 2014 LeBron. That is my image of LeBron. Those are
Yep.
the 6 years that I remember the most, and the most I probably watched LeBron play basketball. So for him to have gray hair now is very strange. It kind of hurts my soul a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't want him to go. He's not dying. He's just getting older.
He's
But
not
he's still
dying. He
really
might
fucking
leave.
good at basketball, so he might play for another 5 years, and we don't know.
Yeah, no, especially if he plays the way he's playing. He's been playing in the Olympics, like, and we've seen it this past season too. Like, actually being a real facilitator and like not driving as much. But of course, if we're sacrificing, a year or two of like really good Braun dunks versus 4 to 5 more years of him playing, I'm not saying it could happen, but it might. If he plays the way he's continuing to play.
Yeah, and he still has the downhill speed. Like, he's still pretty much
Yeah,
faster than everybody
yeah,
in the league and in the world, and have the body control to be able to do the reverse layup that he did in the semifinal, like full speed, just down the court, coast to coast, and then reverse lefty finger roll right off the glass. Like, just having the body control to do that. If he can just continue to do that for another 2-3 years, and then he just turns into like what Carmelo Anthony was essentially his
sure.
entire time in New York. Not fast, not explosive, like just knows how to get to a spot and get a jump shot up or get in the post. Like, just be the slow moving LeBron. Like, he could just do that for another 5 years. Like, we might get 7 more years out of LeBron if he really wanted to.
Tom
Like,
Brady mode.
if he's going to do all the things he has to do with his body and fuel and all that kind of stuff. But
Love it.
yeah, this Olympics was sick. So that leads me to a question. Is this your favorite USA Olympic basketball team? And if not, which one is?
Recency bias is gonna beat my ass. I'd say it's up there. 2008 was just such a sick year for me. I mean, of course, everyone
Yes.
else in America was just going through it in the financial crisis, but
Yeah.
me, I was at Disney World and watching Kobe Bryant and the rest of the boys just kill everybody else. I think that was
Yeah.
the Spain year, and I think the Olympics after was also the Spain year. Love that 2018 and 2012, of course. But it would have to be between 2008 and this team, honestly.
Okay.
It's close.
So I just looked at the 2008 roster. It is Carlos Boozer, Jason Kidd, LeBron, Darren Williams, Michael Redd, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard, Chris Bosh, Chris Paul, Tayshaun Prince, and Carmelo Anthony.
Tayshaun Prince on an Olympic team. Say it.
And
Say it. Say it for the masses.
I'm not going to say it again, but it happened. Let's look up 2012 real quick. If I could find it.
Of course, it's definitely a personal situation as well. Like, 2012 probably had one of the best teams, but just for vibes, personal vibes.
Yeah, I mean, 2012, Tyson Chandler, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Darren Williams, Andre Iguodala, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Love, James Harden, Chris Paul, Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony.
It's a pretty damn good team.
Yeah, I think it's 12. I think I watched more of 12. Like, I remember more of 12 because I probably watched every single game because it was in London. It wasn't in Beijing, so the timing was a little bit better to where you could actually watch it. And it was summertime, so I could do whatever I wanted. 2008 I was like 12 years old. Like, I remember it. I remember the Kobe, the lobs to LeBron. That's the other thing I learned. LeBron in 2008 was the same age as Anthony Edwards was for this Olympics. And
Oh my
LeBron James
god!
was the best player in
And
2008
he was in
by
the
a
league for
long
5 years.
shot. By a long shot. He was the best player in the tournament in 2008, which I thought was very funny. The juxtaposition between where Anthony Edwards is in his career, and he's awesome. Like, second team All NBA, like, just went to the Western Conference Finals. He's sick. I love Anthony Edwards. LeBron James was in a different stratosphere for
God, I know.
2008 USA Olympic team.
It's
Insane.
pretty good for a football player, you know.
Yeah, that's true. He's a South Georgia boy. He
Yep.
just loves the body craves contact.
You crave contact. We're so close. I'm not watching a minute of preseason though.
Oh, I've been watching way too much preseason.
You're
football.
a sicko.
An absolute sicko. The body craves contact. Dude. It's not even like real football.
No, it's not even close.
No one's calling plays that they're ever going to use in the regular season. I'm just like, yes, this is the best. I love this. But yeah, that's the Olympics. USA wins gold. We finally did it. It's a little hard there, the last game in semifinal, and got a little close in the final. And Victor Wembanyama's a freak. Oh, we'll talk about Wemby. Wemby crying right after the game ends. Shit means something to him, as Bill Simmons says. He just gives a shit.
Yep.
You know, he just gives a shit.
Gives a shit.
Yeah, and then him saying that he said everyone better celebrate now because I'm going to come back better and stronger or whatever. And they were like, for the Olympics or in the NBA? And he goes, everywhere.
Like he's Thanos. So good.
God, I want to hate him so bad. He's so likable, but so hateable at the same time.
He's so damn
because
good.
he just like wanted to yell. He yelled at a Mavericks staffer and tried to sue him and all that kind of stuff. So, because he was on the sideline and he stepped on his foot. And then the other guy that he tried to get fired for misspelling his name, his long ass name, just change it to Wemby. What's the problem?
Telling another man to change his name. That's incredible.
Yeah, if you're gonna bitch about it.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But this is peak summer talk. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, we got nothing else until October. We got 2 fucking months, and I don't. What are we gonna talk about?
Yeah, this is it. Now we're gonna have to talk about Malachi Flynn signing extensions for the next 2 months. What is wrong with us? Fuck.
Not gonna say anything. Where did he sign? I saw it. I just didn't look at the team.
I think the Hawks. I don't know. The Hawks, maybe the Spurs. I don't know.
I feel like it was the Spurs.
It doesn't matter.
It's gonna be great when everyone's trying to concoct LeBron and Steph to San Antonio trades. It's gonna be really good. I've already seen a few on the timeline.
I hate it. I hate that.
And it's like, what are we doing here, guys?
Happy summer. Happy summer. This is a back end. We're in we're in a weird place because the Olympics, obviously. We're having front end summer conversations in the back end of summer. So now we're gonna have to fast track all this off season talk for the next 2 months. So you're just gonna be seeing the craziest folks on the telly. You're gonna see crazy folks on the timeline, just talking their shit and just saying the most egregious things for clicks. Can't wait. Yeah. I had to unfollow a Brick Center the other day or whatever they were. Yeah. Bad. It's become such a bad follow at this point. Like they had their moment and then they got exposed on LinkedIn or whatever. And then it was just like, it's over. It's over.
Yeah. It's going to be rough for the NBA only fans, like basketball only. Like they don't care about baseball. They don't care about football. They don't care about anything except for basketball. It's going to be a rough 2 months for you guys.
Yep.
I suggest picking up a hobby. Puzzles. Maybe drawing. Maybe go outside a little bit. It's a little hot. I get it, but sun's good for you.
Go in the morning. Go in the morning or at night. You'll be all right.
Yeah, get off the Twitter sphere. It's okay. Just go outside for a little bit. It'll be fine. Basketball will be back soon enough. Just go outside, get a little bit of tan before the season starts, and then you can just go back into your dungeon and watch basketball nonstop.
Love it. And stop paying for Twitter.
Yeah, unless you get locked out of your account because you can't log in because you don't have like a backup sign-in thing. Like I had to buy it for a month one time because I was like, I can't get into my account without having to buy Twitter Blue. It was the weirdest thing.
Paywall. Log in with the paywall. That sucks.
Yeah.
Only in Elon's world, baby.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a real problem.
That's bad.
Yeah, I guess it's baseball season, and then football starts here in like 3 weeks. So I'll be dialed in. I'll be fine.
Yeah. Astros are back.
About everybody else, but Astros are back. They're up 10-0 right now.
Wow. It was 5-0 when we started recording.
Breaking news. It's 10-0. Great radio for everybody else. But thank y'all for viewing, listening on the YouTube at Apollo HOU. We just hit 10,000 subscribers. So thank you to all 10,000 of you and everyone that subscribed to this pod. Keep subscribing to the channel. There's going to be tons of more content. We got a bunch more WWE stuff. We got football season coming. Basketball season's obviously come to an end, but 2 more months. We're going to be back in full swing. We'll be back 2 times a week. It'll be great. So hit that subscribe button. Follow us on all the social medias at ApolloHOU. And thank you for listening. Shout out to Big City Wings for sponsoring this episode. And shout out to Prize Picks. Use code Apollo when you sign up. Get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Thank you all for sponsoring this episode. Josh, thank you. And thank you to Captain America, KD, Steph, and the rest of the USA basketball men's team. It was a joy to watch you this summer. It was a joy.
Loved it.
This has been Apollo Media's NBA podcast, Zero Gravity. Thank you for listening.